Sorry about blasting through. I kind of came down to something, but I'm a lot better now. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to fit the whole episode into one on video, since YouTube doesn't let me go over a 15-minute limit for some reason. I don't really know. So, unfortunately, I've been having to put these into small videos. But eventually, I will get these videos a whole lot longer, so that way I can get these creepypastas done a bit more, rather than me going ahead and making all these videos. So, without further ado, let's get this second video started. It's going early chat, so the police started to search the heavily wooded area outside the school. It took little time for the police to discover the horrifying fate of Annis. In a small clearing outside of the school, Annis's head was found in a stone box. You'd likely would have expected something like that to be shown only in the shows, those cutesy art, but it was nothing like that at all. Realistic blood covered the box, inside and out. Whilst Anderson's head was done in the normal style, it was drenched in blood, some other fluid. Not all of them hers, apparently. There was an O in the box, seemingly written in her blood. It was never stated during the episode what exactly was written on the note, but it apparently led to the rest of her remains and to heavily mutilated corpse. What I remembered most about the scene was how out of place it seemed. All the blood and gore from Darwin and Annis thought to dismembered remains was disturbing in a very realistic, disturbing way. It looked like the scene had been taken from a crime scene photograph done by a professional. Or not something from a cartoon. The way the scene was animated was different from most of the show as well. You may know that the characters from the series have done vastly different animation styles from Flash animation to CGI. I think that there's even a character done by someone putting their chin upside down to make a face. This particular scene wasn't like anything I had seen in on the show before. Every little detail on Darwin's face was clearly illustrated. He looked a little like a zombie. His face was very pale, his eyes were gouged out by someone, and his face better, what was left of her anyway. She was naked and her stomach had been slit open. Her intestines were stewed around the trees and bushes and woods. Done once again in a very morbid and realistic style. I was feeling very sick by the time this incredible disturbing flashback came to an end, so I quickly ran to the bathroom to vomit. I was feeling better after Upchucker, so I had realized that I had a good time and had run to the bathroom during a commercial. It was then I noticed that the show had been running twice as long. He usually ran for 11 minutes this episode was running for about 30. By then, I was wondering if there was any information on the grieving in IMDb or something. So while the commercials were still playing, I looked up some information about this episode on Google. Nothing came up. No information remotely similar to the plot to the name of this episode existed anywhere. I'm incredibly scared and wondering if anyone else was watching. I quickly dialed to my room of Larry and asked him to turn on Cartoon Network and see if he was seeing the same shit that I was. He was pretty mad that I woke him up at this hour, but he was a nice guy and told me he would see for me. I thanked him and stayed online with the show. Came back from commercial breaks. Seen Franklin panned away with a horrific sight of the children mutilated and was back at the principal's office. I asked Larry if he saw some cartoon animals talking or crying, since that's what they were doing on my TV. To my surprise, he said that he saw nothing like that. Instead of returning, it was a rerun of an old Looney Tunes short. In my other shot, I dropped and ran over to the TV, turned off. And as hard as I pressed, but it would not shut off at all. I tried everything the button, and none of them did a thing. I tried to plug in the whole thing as well, but nothing worked. The TV stayed on, no matter what. Larry and Tony, assuming that I was playing a joke or something, I guess. And I was alone once again. My door was locked from the outside somehow. The door to my bathroom was now locked as well. It seems that I had no choice but to call the police. But since my other family members were gone that night, it was the reason I could stay up so late to watch Adult Swim in the first place. When I hurriedly dialed the numbers, I accidentally dropped my cell phone to a cup of Pepsi. I was scared and had no choice but to finish the episode. I turned on all the lights in my room and got all the covers, hiding my little rubber ducks when I'm making what scary movies with me. I had apparently missed a little bit, but Gumball's parents were still talking to Principal Brown, so not that much. Nicole was asking him if Gumball was alright. Apparently, since he hadn't remembered him when Principal Brown told her what had happened, Arwen and Amy's. He looked slightly confused and shocked for a moment, and explained to her that he'd brought Gumball himself sick today and he had spent the day at home by himself with a stomach bug. Nicole screamed and wailed, while Richard quietly told him in a very unacceptable voice that they had thought Gumball had gone on the boat as this morning, but it didn't seem that way. Police were called once again to search the buildings, all forests outside Elmore Junior High. They had found him in Mrs. Simeon's classroom, hanging by a noose, with a blood-covered knife behind him, and a blood covering his clothes. The episode ended with the shots of Gumball's dead body hanging there in the corner. A faded to black, the credits rolled silently, not like they usually wake on network normally. airs a promo at school. Business hard school. These credits rolled unusually slow, and they weren't that fun to watch either. Little creepy, just plain white text scrolling on a black background. I only recognized Ed Orchard Cole's name, as he was the creator of the show. The rest were people I'd never heard of. A copyright notice at the end said Cartoon Network.